All right, so today we're diving deep into secure online appointment booking.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, we're working with these excerpts from a document called Pasted Text.
Okay.
And basically, our mission is to help you, the listener, feel confident and informed, the next time you book anything online.
I feel like that's something we all think about, but maybe don't think about enough.
Right. Like, I'm constantly booking stuff online,
Yeah,
doctor's appointments, haircuts, you name it.
totally.
But I don't always stop to think about the security of my information.
It's true. I
Yeah.
mean, pasted text highlights this big shift towards online booking. It's convenient,
Sure.
it's efficient, and businesses love it.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
But there's this other side to it, right? If the security measures aren't really solid, it's kind of like leaving your digital wallet wide open.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
Yeah. So the document points to 4Geeks payments as like a key player in addressing these concerns.
Okay, so can you break it down for us? What does 4Geeks Payments actually do?
So think of it as like a secure intermediary between you and the business you're booking with.
Okay.
It integrates with these existing booking systems like seamlessly, you don't even notice it.
Right.
But behind the scenes, it's all about safeguarding your data, making sure the transactions go through smoothly.
Gotcha. So it's working in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the document also mentions something called PCI DSS compliance. What does that even mean for like the average person booking something online?
Okay, so PCI DSS stands for Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard.
Okay.
It's basically a set of security standards designed to protect your card information.
Okay.
So if a company is PCI DSS compliant, it means they've implemented these standards and they've gone through these audits to prove that they're meeting these requirements.
So it's more than just a sticker on their website?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real sign that they're like actively committed to keeping your data safe.
Okay, so 4Geeks Payments is PCI DSS compliant.
They are, yep.
So they've gone through those hoops.
Yeah, they've invested in those robust security measures to meet those standards.
That's good to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the document also mentions some pretty complex sounding security features,
Yeah.
like tokenization.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that word kind of makes my head spin a little bit.
Yeah, I get that it can sound intimidating.
Can you just like break it down for us?
Okay, so imagine this. Your credit card information
Mm.
is replaced with like this unique, randomly generated code during a transaction.
Okay.
So this code is called a token.
A token.
Yeah, and it represents your real card data, but it doesn't have any actual value if someone were to like intercept it.
So even if like a hacker got into the system, they wouldn't actually be getting my credit card details.
That's the whole point. 4Geeks Payments stores these tokens instead of your sensitive information.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it adds like this extra layer of protection.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
What about encryption?
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw something about TLS SSL protocols.
Right, so encryption is like scrambling data to make it unreadable to anyone except the intended recipient.
Okay.
So TLS-SSL, those are protocols that establish a secure encrypted connection between your browser and 4Geeks payment servers.
So it's like sending a secret message in code.
Pretty much, yeah.
I like that analogy.
So when you enter your credit card information, it's transmitted securely,
Gotcha.
and it can't be intercepted along the way.
Okay, so that covers like the transmission of the information, but what about proactively stopping fraud? Does 4Geeks Payments do anything about that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Fraud detection is the huge part of what they do.
Okay.
So they use all these sophisticated algorithms and machine learning to analyze like transaction patterns and user behavior in real time.
Okay.
So they're looking for anomalies that might point to fraudulent activity.
So like what kind of anomalies are we talking about?
Like unusual purchase amounts,
Okay.
or like multiple failed login attempts, or transactions from like a suspicious location.
Oh, so it's like they have a digital detective constantly on the lookout.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and these features aren't just about like protecting you from the bad guys. They're also about creating a smooth and user-friendly experience.
Wait, so secure online booking doesn't have to be like this clunky and frustrating process?
Not at all.
Tell me more.
Okay, so yeah, 4Geeks Payments really gets that security should be like seamless, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a barrier. It should just be a natural part of the booking process.
Totally.
So they've designed the platform to be intuitive, and user-friendly, so you can just focus on getting that appointment booked
Makes sense.
without having to worry about all the technical stuff.
Okay, so the document also mentions that they go beyond just the basics.
Right.
They use data to provide insights that can actually improve both security and user experience.
Yeah.
So can you unpack that a little bit?
So it's not just about reacting to threats. They're actually using data to, like, anticipate and prevent them.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, think of it as like a proactive security system for your online transactions.
So they're staying one step ahead.
Exactly. They're analyzing transaction patterns and user behavior to figure out, where the risks might be.
Okay.
And they're also looking at payment trends and doing all these security audits.
So it's not just about responding to breaches, it's about stopping them before they even happen.
Exactly.
But how does that actually translate into a better experience for the person booking the appointment?
That's a good question. So by understanding how people are using the platform,
Yeah.
they can figure out how to make things smoother.
Yeah.
Oh. For example, if they see that people are abandoning their carts a lot during checkout,
Yeah.
they can dig into that and figure out why it's happening and then make some changes to streamline the process.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so it's about optimizing that user experience from start to finish.
I like it.
And businesses benefit too.
Oh, how so?
They can use these insights to understand their customers better,
Yeah.
tailor their services, and make better decisions overall.
It's like a win-win for everyone. So we've talked a lot about the tech side of things, but what about the human element?
Right.
Is 4Geeks Payments just like a faceless tech company?
Not at all.
Okay.
There's a whole team of experts behind the scenes,
Okay.
They provide support and guidance because they understand that security is an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's not a one-time fix.
Exactly, and they work with businesses to help them navigate all this complexity.
So they're really invested in their clients' success.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Pasted text really emphasizes that.
Okay.
They're committed to providing ongoing support and resources.
It sounds like they're trying to build like a true partnership.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just sell software.
They get that a secure online booking experience is key for building trust
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and loyalty with customers.
Okay, so it seems like 4Geeks Payments is taking this holistic approach,
I think so, yeah.
combining technology and data insights and human expertise.
Yeah, they're not just treating the symptoms, they're going after the root causes of these security concerns.
And creating a more secure foundation for everyone.
Exactly.
Now, zooming out a little bit,
Yep.
what does this focus on secure online interactions tell us about the bigger picture of digital transactions?
I think it shows us that security is non-negotiable now.
It's like the price of admission.
Exactly. As more and more of our lives move online, security and trust are just paramount.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Businesses that prioritize those values are going to be the ones that thrive.
So for someone like me who's constantly online,
Uh-huh.
what can I do to stay safe and protect my information?
That's such an important question. And while companies like 4Geeks Payments are doing their part to create a more secure environment, we all have to take responsibility for our own digital safety.
Okay, so what are like the key things I should be doing?
Okay, well, first of all, be mindful of where you're entering your personal information.
Okay.
Look for those visual cues that indicate a secure connection.
Like what kind of cues?
Like, do you see HTTPS
Oh.
in the website address?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a little padlock icon in the address bar?
Okay, I've seen that before.
Yeah, those are signs that your data is being transmitted securely.
So I should always be looking for those.
Absolutely. And think about the websites and apps you're using.
Okay.
Do they have a good reputation for security? Have you heard anything negative about them, like data breaches or privacy concerns?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do a little research and pick platforms that you feel good about.
It's like choosing a bank,
Exactly.
You wouldn't just go with any random one.
You want one you can trust.
Exactly, one with a good track record.
Exactly. And speaking of security, strong passwords are so crucial.
Oh, yeah. I know I should do better with that.
It's tempting to use the same password for everything.
Oh, yeah. It's so much easier.
I know, but it's risky.
Okay.
Use a unique and complex password for each account.
All right.
And consider using a password manager to help you keep track of them all.
Okay, good tip.
And then there are those phishing scams.
Oh, yeah. Those are scary.
They're getting more and more sophisticated. So be super cautious.
Okay, so how do I avoid falling for one?
Be wary of any emails or messages that seem even a little bit suspicious.
Like what would be a red flag?
Like if they're asking for personal information or urging you to click on a link,
Okay.
especially if you don't recognize the sender,
Yeah.
don't click on those links.
Okay.
And if you're not sure about an email, contact the company directly using a phone number or email address that you know is legit.
So like if my bank emails me asking me to verify my account details, I should call the bank to double check.
Exactly. Yeah. And be wary of emails that try to create a sense of urgency or threaten you with negative consequences if you don't act immediately.
Got it.
Legitimate companies rarely do that.
That's good to know.
What about software updates?
Oh, those are so annoying.
I know, but they're super important for security.
Really?
Yeah, those updates often include patches that fix vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit.
Sounds like patching up holes in my digital defenses.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. I'll try to be better about that.
And try to avoid using public Wi-Fi if you can.
Oh, why is that?
It's much easier for hackers to intercept your data on an unsecured network.
So no online shopping at the coffee shop?
Probably a good rule of thumb.
Okay.
And finally, stay informed
About what?
about online threats. You know, landscape is always changing,
Yeah, that's true.
so keep up with the latest news and best practices.
So how do I do that?
You can follow some reputable security blogs and websites.
Okay.
Just be aware of the common tactics that cybercriminals are using.
It's like a constant game of cat and mouse.
Pretty much, yeah. But with our digital lives at stake.
That's a scary thought.
It is. But the good news is that we can all take steps to protect ourselves.
So it's a shared responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. Companies like 4Geeks Payments are creating a more secure foundation, but we need to be proactive too.
We can't just rely on them to do all the work.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this segment, I want to leave you with this thought. Pasted text talks about 4Geeks Payments' commitment to security and innovation. But what other values beyond security are important for businesses to embrace in this digital world?
That's a really interesting question and one that we'll explore further in just a moment. Okay, so we've talked a lot about 4Geeks Payments and how they approach security, but you also mentioned these broader values that businesses should be thinking about in this digital age.
Yeah, it's interesting how security has kind of become like the bare minimum.
Yeah, like it's expected.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
But to really stand out, online businesses need to go beyond just protecting data.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Trust.
Trust.
Yeah, building trust with your customers.
Okay, but trust is kind of a big concept.
Yeah.
How does that actually play out in this world of online booking and payments?
Think about it this way. Would you give your credit card info to a business that doesn't seem to care about your privacy?
Probably not.
Exactly. Trust is about transparency. It's about clear communication.
Okay.
And it's about demonstrating that you're genuinely committed to protecting your customers' interests.
So it's more than just having a secure website.
Yeah, it's about building a relationship
Yeah.
with your customers, one that's based on respect and transparency.
Right, because Paste to Text talked about this too,
They did, yeah.
emphasizing that security is about more than just the technology.
It's about building confidence.
Yeah, when you book an appointment online, you're giving that business a lot of sensitive information.
You are your personal details, your financial information. It's a big deal.
Yeah, nobody wants to feel like their data is being misused.
Right. So businesses need to be upfront about how they're using that data,
Okay.
what they're doing to protect it, and what happens if something goes wrong.
So like clear privacy policies, data breach protocols, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And it's not just about checking boxes.
Yeah.
It's about actively communicating with your customers and showing them that you take their data seriously.
So transparency is key.
Yeah. And then there's innovation.
Okay, how does innovation fit into all of this?
Innovation is how you stay ahead of the game, especially when it comes to cybersecurity.
Yeah, because the bad guys are always coming up with new tricks.
Right. So businesses need to be adaptable and willing to invest in new approaches to security.
It's like an arms race.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's not just about buying the latest tools.
What else is there?
It's about fostering a culture of innovation within your company.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Encourage your employees to think outside the box when it comes to security challenges.
Okay.
Be open to new ideas. Be willing to experiment and learn from your mistakes.
So security becomes everyone's responsibility.
Exactly, not just the IT department.
But innovation can be risky, right?
It can be, yeah.
How can businesses innovate responsibly when it comes to security?
That's a great question. Responsible innovation means thinking carefully about the potential risks and benefits of new technologies before you jump in.
Okay.
You need to understand the ethical implications of how you're collecting and using data.
So it's about finding that balance between progress and responsibility.
Exactly. And remember, innovation isn't just about shiny new tech.
What else is it about?
It's also about finding creative ways to use the technologies we already have.
So it's a constant process of evaluation and improvement.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, It's about using innovation to create a better, safer, and more trustworthy experience for everyone online.
So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the specifics of 4Geeks payments to these bigger trends shaping the future of online booking, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this conversation?
I think the biggest takeaway is that security is a journey, not a destination.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process. You have to be vigilant, you have to be adaptable, and you have to be committed to building trust.
That's great advice, whether you're a business or just someone booking appointments online.
Exactly. Stay informed, be proactive, and choose to interact with companies that take your security and privacy seriously.
That's a great point. As the digital world keeps evolving, we all need to be informed and make smart choices about who we trust online.
And never stop learning. There are always new things to discover when it comes to digital security.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today for this deep dive into the world of secure online booking.
It was my pleasure.
We hope you learned some valuable tips and feel more confident navigating the digital landscape.
Me too.
Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and stay informed.